Monday, 13th of October. I took a losing trade. Note that today was a pretty low probability day. It was a demo day because it's a bank holiday and we have a government shutdown as well. So going into the day, I started off with a bullish bias because due to the news on the weekend of everything crashing, I had the dollar weakening. Yeah, it was mainly because of that. Although we have seen an upward trend in the dollar. Anyways, that added to the low probability day. I didn't have a proper bias, but I thought it was bullish. Going into GU, we had a bearish dollar, so bullish GU. Before open, we sort of saw that. So the open was back here. Let's go back to the trading sessions. Yep, on open we saw a sweep over here. About 15-minute sweep of Asia, along with the equal highs. Not sure if that exists in the hour. Not really, it's just sell side liquidity on the hour. But anyways, that sweep led to a entry model forming here, which I could have shorted down to the low of Asia, but I didn't. I missed that. But instead, I saw we had equal lows here with Asia low. We swept it, so this was going down here at this point. We swept it. We had equal 1 hour as well, which we swept at the low, so I thought this was a high probability. This was a chance of a reaction to reverse since my bias was bullish. Also was trading below midnight opening price. But I also noted that this was just after distribution, so it'd have to be a V shape, which I've seen in the past. Anyways, I saw that once we swept, we had the 2022 model, so we had the market structure shift here, plus a displacement through the old lows, taking out the old lows. So I thought there would be a change in state of delivery over here. So I put my limit order to right here, stop loss about here or here, targeted 1 to 3. Unfortunately, it just kept going down and I eventually got stopped. But it did eventually reverse over at some random liquidity level. I don't even know why it reversed here. I hope to understand that at some point. Maybe it's just because of the market conditions today. It was inside this fair value gap, which did exist on the hour as well, but other than that, there wasn't really any equal lows or anything. It was touching these highs. I'm not sure if that's a factor since all that's already been mitigated by this price action. Yeah, so it presented another model in here, which I could have entered. Market structure shifting here, entry being here, stop loss 1 to 3, easy, targeting up here. But then I realized, oh, there was a fair value gap over here as well. There was a continuation model entry in here because I was still bullish. I just entered in the wrong place and I got further manipulated, but this might be another place to enter. And I did think down here, once it swept these over here, swept the fair value gap, there's a market structure shift over here and probably the entry on here for a 2 to 1 over here. Now I don't know if this will continue to run higher, but that's just my understanding of the market right now. Also note I didn't have an SMT over here. Probably should need an SMT. There was no SMT up here either with EU. at least not on the 1 minute, and didn't look like it on the 15 minute either. So I didn't use the FSMT, so it's probably a B plus, 95% of the way there entry.